Good morning, everyone. Hello, and welcome to Binghamton City Hall. I want to take a moment to thank the organizers of this event, Chris and his team, that have worked so hard, not just this year, but every year, putting together a wonderful event and celebration for this community. I'd also like to recognize some of our elected officials who are here. The county executive is here, Jason Garnar. City council members Sophia Resinetti and Conrad Taylor are also here. Thank you very much, and of course, welcome to all of the members of our community who are here. And thank you for coming together as we all celebrate Pride Month and to raise the rainbow flag above Binghamton City Hall. So I'm reminded by some words by our former president, Barack Obama, who repeatedly reiterated during his tenure in office the United States' commitment to ensuring equal rights for members of the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender community, not just in the United States, but around the world. The premise being we are not truly equal until every person is afforded the same rights and opportunities, and that when one of us experiences discrimination, it affects all of us. And when she was Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton also poignantly said, gay rights are human rights. Defending and promoting the civil rights of all LGBT persons is at the core of the U.S. commitment to advance human rights globally. It is at the heart of our conscience, not only out of diplomacy, but out of value as people and as citizens of this great country of ours. Pride Month is a time to recognize courage, which comes in a lot of different forms. There is courage on the battlefield, but there is also courage in fighting for ideals. It applies to soldiers and young boys and girls struggling with their own identity who find strength to be true to who they are. Pride Month celebrates the progress we have made, but it's also about pride in who we are as a city and as a nation. Well, Binghamton has become a leader in advocating and fighting for the rights of the LGBTQ community, an effort that started long before today. As Chris said, we're celebrating the 14th year. It was started by members of this community, former elected officials, many of the people who are here today, because protecting equal rights for the LGBTQ community is simply the right thing to do. I am here because I believe in equality for everyone. And as mayor, I want to send a message that Binghamton is a city that advocates for acceptance and inclusion and is a community where everyone is welcome. And while there are many different speakers and officials today discussing different topics, one central theme that we can and must unite behind is equality and opportunity for everyone. We are all citizens of Binghamton who collectively make up the fabric of this great city. Our similarities create bonds with one another, our differences make us unique and special, and we all have a lot we can contribute to making this city the best it can be. I've chosen to highlight the words of some very popular, significant national Democratic leaders today because it's important to highlight this is not a partisan issue, or at least it shouldn't be. It's an issue of basic human rights, equality, and simply a matter of what is right and what is wrong. And I believe in and support the words of the sentiments of President Obama and former Secretary Clinton. And I am a true believer in this quote. That which unites us is far greater than what divides us. And we all need to think about the message our actions and words send to the next generation. No one is born with racism and discrimination in their heart. They are taught it. And if we want the cycle to be broken, then we must be the ones who break it through our words, our actions, and our laws. And if that won't come from the current leadership in Washington, then rest assured that in Binghamton, this is a community that will certainly work together and band together to make sure that it happens here.
I know maybe in the past 5 or 6 years, some people may not have known this, but I want people to understand that over the past 18 months, there's an administration in Broome County that is a welcoming administration. I want you to understand that in Broome County, we are a welcoming community. We are a welcoming county for all people in Broome County, for every single one of the 200,000 people that live in Broome County. I think to myself, why do we still celebrate Pride Month? Some people might say, look at what's happened just over the past 5 or 10 years. Look at how far we've come. And so I think to myself, you know, I had my son here last year, and he's at a ball game today, right now. He's playing third base. But I brought him last year because I thought it was important for him to understand, have a little understanding of where we used to be, because he's grown up. It's great. It warms my heart that he's grown up in a community where he doesn't know discrimination like that. He doesn't understand that because of your sexuality or your identity, you couldn't get a job in many places, that you couldn't get a house in many places, that you couldn't go to school in certain places, you couldn't marry the person that you loved in this country. Some people were killed because of these beliefs that they had in our country. And so I think to myself, we need to, we still recognize this, we still have Pride Month because it's so important to remember where we were just a few years ago in this state and in this nation. So I think to myself, it's important that we raise this flag, and it's important that we recognize this month, but it's also important that raising the flag is also a symbolic gesture. And I believe that elected officials, there's still issues out there in our state and in our own community, and that elected officials need to take action still. Now, I'll give you one example of what Broome County did last month. You know, we are in a terrible heroin epidemic here in the community. I think we've all worked together to make it a little better, but there's still a lot of work to go. And one of the things that we did is for the first time ever, we provided funding for grassroots organizations to fight this epidemic. And one of the organizations that we funded that I think is extremely important is the Identity Youth Center in downtown Binghamton. Everybody understands the Identity Youth Center and all the great things that they do. We realize that when you look at the heroin epidemic, when you look at the different populations, LGBTQ, they have an increased use of drugs, right? An increased addiction rates. And we feel that, you know what, we need to take action, we need to provide funding for the Identity Center, and we funded 2 peer advocates who are working on drug use and prevention and connecting people to treatment. And those are the types of things that we need to continue to do. And because this fight is not over by any stretch of the imagination, especially when you see things coming down from Washington, D.C. and all the stuff that's going on here. I'm really glad that I live in a community where both the city of Binghamton and Broome County are lockstep in their belief that equality rules all. And it's just great to be here, and I look forward to all the wonderful events that Chris and many other volunteers are going to be putting on over the coming days and weeks. So really great to be here, really honored to be here, and let's keep fighting. Thank you.